Those overdoses have triggered what's called a spike alert, which means that there have been more than 3 overdoses in a span of 24 hours. It also means that the Litchfield County Opiate Task Force immediately mobilizes to try to prevent any more from happening. Litchfield County currently seeing a spike in overdoses.
It can last a week, a couple of days, 2 weeks. It's typically something having to do with the supply of substances or narcotics that come into the area.
From June 28th to July 5th, there were a dozen overdoses reported, 2 of them fatal. When this happens, the Litchfield County Opiate Task Force responds, reaching the community through messaging to make them aware of the spike, but also immediately going to them with help.
We mobilized every resource available to be able to make sure that people knew that supports were out there and that they had options available to them.
That includes their mobile van, which makes stops in different towns, offering things like Narcan, fentanyl test strips, or help with finding treatment.
We have people to be able to respond to that area and offer supports, harm reduction resources, treatment resources.
And sometimes those people know firsthand how important having those resources can be. Tracy Eberg is an emergency overdose responder, a place she's been able to get to after overcoming addiction and losing her own loved ones to overdoses.
I know that dark, lonely place that they're in, that I was in. I sort of want to be that beacon of light at the end of a long, dark tunnel.
The opioid epidemic reaching all corners of the state and the country. In 2021, more than 108,000 people died of drug overdoses, according to the CDC, the most on record.
The opiate epidemic was a public health crisis. Prior to COVID, it was the biggest thing hit this country in decades.
But for people like Dante Gorham, who's 17 years sober and now works helping others, the most important thing for people to know is that recovery is possible.
I was a puzzle when people put me back together. They didn't put me back together by forcing pieces in. They put me back together by working with me as a team, showing me that I'm not alone.
And for more information on the help that is available to people, head to our website, fox61.com. In the studio, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.